Hello, Gauroji. Welcome to PMC New York. Hello everyone. Welcome to PMC New York. Today we are going to have a session with Gaurav Paliwal, who is our beloved mentor, one of the mentors. And today we are going to learn about Soul Plan. These are about four sessions, and today is the first session we are going through. Gauroji, uh, it's all yours now. Please go ahead.
Thanks, Omaji, and thanks all masters who have joined, whether you're joining directly or through, YouTube or later on recording. Uh, when we do a group, doesn't matter. Same time later, the energy do, play a big role. And when we interact, we discuss things. Then again, we have a different kind of energy. So everything is important, masters, because then only the information turns into knowledge. Otherwise, it is just information. Now, why we are talking about this topic? Soul plan is something which touches everyone. No one can say, I have no soul plan. So, if we have soul plan, understanding will only help us. People struggle in meditation. Sometimes they say, I have too many thoughts, or I have this issue, that issue. When we filter it down, finding the root cause, then it does come down to understanding of soul plan. Or, in other words, we can say your soul plan understanding will help in having a better meditation, better sadhana, better your journey. Ultimately, we are trying to improve, your frequency that you are trying to improve. So, Umaji, you'll have to allow me to share, please. Now, the more we understand, the better we become at it. And that's why understanding is very critical. So we will talk about soul plan. We will take step by step. A lot of it is coming from some books, especially Robert or Rob Schwartz or Sonia Choquette. These are two good authors. There are a lot of resources, or the two workshop that I had attended with Rob, which is basically in between life regression and your uh, what you go through, which is past life regression. So there were a lot of people from different parts of the world, the example, the experience they were sharing. So a lot of it is come from that. So first, whatever we are doing, we should understand what it is and why we are doing it. So when we talk about spirituality, meditation, there is some kind of healing involved. Doesn't matter if it's physical, mental, emotional, psychosomatic, whichever way it is coming. We are working on something. So it is not a question of, you know, that okay, I'll have a moment which is blissful and totally, the moment for which I wait the whole life. That will come, say, once or couple of time in your life. What we are saying, the real goal towards real healing, right, is that if we can live every moment peacefully, calm, joyful, that's what the true goal is. You may win a lottery, big, huge lottery, once in a lifetime. That will give you that experience for that moment only. Whereas what we are looking forward is every moment to be that moment that we are joyful, we are happy. And that's the key. So it's not how long you live, it is if you are really living every moment of your life or not. So if any time you feel that you don't even recall when were you last depressed, obsessed or out of control, that means it's a good thing. So that is something that we need to get, you know, get to a level where we say, okay, I am at a point where I'm always good, always happy, always in control. That means you have to continuously work on your sadhana, meditation, pranayam, yoga, whatever way you are doing it. As we improve our frequency, that means as we are improving our consciousness, we are helping our soul. And which way we are helping? By giving it, the frequency or the true moment, like love, joy, the true wisdom. And this is what we are trying to do when we say yes, a true healing, not to the physical body, but to the soul. Now, unfortunately, we have seen that most of the learning for most of the people come through suffering. And that's why I love to work with youth, because they have the whole life in front of them. Why do we understand, learn, follow these things only when there is some issue with us? Why not learn, come into this when everything is nice, you are healthy? That way you stay healthy. So, if you want to go beyond learning through suffering, then you need to understand and make use of the wisdom on daily basis. And as you understand soul plan, the concept, your own soul plan, it will help you tremendously. So one of the way is when you realize that yes, you had a situation where things were against you, emotions were negative, yet you did not react. You could take it positively, or you could take it without being so negative, so reactive. Then you know that yes, I am improving, I am going above and beyond. So what is the aim? Really, the true aim, as we understand our soul plan, is bottom line for everyone. This is always a factor in our soul plan, is to improve self-love. Whether it is self-esteem, self-confidence, any of those different dimensions. But ultimately, the soul is trying to improve self-love. And the big factor in that is becoming emotionally independent. Emotionally independent means you are not blaming anyone else. You know that your happiness depends on you only. No one else can make you sad, angry. It's you. Situation may change, environment may change, but ultimately your reaction, the way you deal with the situation, is in your hand. And as we improve, we become better and better as the life goes on in handling such things. That means you are becoming emotionally independent. And it's a journey. It won't happen in a day. So this is the most important part of it. Now, one factor that we need to understand in this whole journey is false belief. And there are a lot of roadblocks, because I wish the life was so simple that soul says, yes, I want to learn and learn and move on. What are the roadblocks? One term you will hear again and again, which is false belief. The soul has some story about self. So what I believe about myself is very important. So a person can feel that, I'm the best, I can do everything. Other person can feel nothing is going right in my life. I'm useless, or I'm really not good at anything. All the negatives. So it all depends what narrative you have decided for yourself. Soul is trying to heal this false belief. Because, see, soul is energy. Like we say, Aham Brahmasmi. That means I am soul, and my energy, the soul energy, is a part of the universal energy. That means whatever power universe has, I have. But it's very common that most of us get stuck, if you have heard about chakras, in the first three chakras or the low level emotions like guilt, ego, shame, or you have lack of self respect, lack of, uh, feeling that, yes, oneness, or, that you can do anything, you are worth. And we keep thinking that, no, I am, not worthy. I don't deserve this. All those kind of negativity fills all the space and there is no room for positivity. So when you are under all these kind of jealousy, ego, guilt, all those negative emotions fills your life with this false belief, negative narration. Soul knows that I am truly, like a Superman. We look at these heroes and we think, I wish I can do this. Well, soul knows you can. But in physical body, unless we understand, we don't trust, we don't believe in it. So we have to work on this narrative. What exact narrative you have, only you knows, no one else. Doctors, psychiatrists, no one would know better than what you would know. Next critical thing in soul plan is your heart. The heart creates electromagnetic waves which goes up to 3 meters. So imagine your heart is always pumping this electromagnetic wave which is going 3 meters on both sides. So when you meet people, these waves interact and you get message automatically. Either you like a person, you don't like a person. You say, oh wow, this person, is great, or what a positive vibes. Where that feeling is coming from? It is the heart which is pumping always this electromagnetic waves, and the way the waves interact, they either give you a feedback that yes, positive interaction or negative. The heart has a higher form of knowing than the mind, because mind is logic, whereas heart works on emotions. And because it is emotion, not logic, sometimes we get stuck. Should I listen to my brain or my heart? So trust your feeling. Sometimes we say it's my gut feeling. And truly, it is very powerful. Guts have the same neuron like our heart has, or the brain has. Brain, of course, has more, but you have neurons in your heart, and the heart will give you a judgment based on emotions, not logic. So, what we do, we block our heart, we lock it. Something happened, some setback, somebody said something, and then immediately we shut it off. Again, some false belief. I'm not good at this, I cannot do this, I will never be, good at this, or whatever that may be. If once somebody, misbehaved, or, some kind of tragedy or anything happens, and we lock our heart, that for life we are locked. No. Unlock it. Listen to your heart. Heart will guide you. Other than that, if you go external, there is a term Akashic record. Akashic record is like a library. Whatever has happened, whatever is happening, whatever will happen, every record is there. It's like, Google out there in the cloud. It has all the information, the entire database for everybody around us. What is your soul plan or pre-birth planning? What have you done? What you will do? All those things. Your life purpose, karmic pattern, possibilities in the future. Everything is there. So there are some people who can read or access Akashic record, there are people, and then yes, you can take those, any of such person's help in reading your Akashic record, means understanding what your soul plan is. Or the other option is what we are doing here, understand, and there are some simple ways you can yourself find what your soul plan could be. So the point becomes, when things are going good, you say, wow, wonderful, I did it great, my planning was good. But when things are against you, when things are not going as per your wish, then you wonder, why did I plan all this? Am I in the right mind that I planned either illness, disease, some relationship breakups, or financial losses, all kinds of negativity in the world? So, planning is done to heal, planning is done to learn, planning is done to move forward. That's what we say, mukti, karma, all those things are linked towards the mukti. The path is mukti, means nirvana. If we understand all this, you can understand what is it that my soul is trying to learn, and that will take you to your soul plan. So let's understand, we say soul, and like, okay, so does it mean your soul, my soul, everybody have a soul, that they are all same? So you see, in soul also, there are types, categories. You can do it by maturity level. So age doesn't mean the age in terms of number of years. We are talking about maturity type. So you start with infant soul. And before we talk about infant soul, let's talk about the overall journey. It is said that, soul takes about 400 plus lives, but the journey starts from mineral world. From there, after many lives as a mineral world, then the soul moves on to plant kingdom. When the soul is ready, that yes, I have learned I can take emotions, it's not easy. So soul says, now I'll go to animal kingdom. And when animal kingdom, many lives, whether it's 50, 80, 100, we don't know. But then the soul will say, okay, now I'm ready to enter the human world. Human world has the most emotion, means the most, you have to be really bold to take that challenge. So when it comes to human world, then the categories, first one is infant. Imagine you are just entering this new territory. The survival is the name of the game, right? The soul may not be sure. Do I really want this? Will I be able to do this? There may be a lot of doubts. Initially, you will have a lot of attachments, all kinds of, what we say, the low level frequency related emotions. You will have limited self awareness. As a soul, you have not evolved. You have just come to this materialistic world. You are still trying to accept and all. So here, important thing is, some souls are not brave enough. They just want to come, touch and go. And that is why, masters, sometimes the soul plan for a miscarriage. For parents, it's devastating. It is really tough to go through. But from the soul's perspective, if you try to understand why this happens. So not that somebody did this happened, that happened. No, it was planned that way. If the soul is not ready, soul says during, and we'll understand what this whole planning or pre-birth planning is. Soul says, I just want to come, have a feel of it, but I'm not ready to come out. So I'll be in my mother's womb. Those emotions during, when the baby is still in mother's womb, 9 months, a lot of emotions are happening. And that could be one possibility that why some souls plan miscarriage. So as a physical body and all, we feel really sad, devastating and all, but understand that this is the one big possibility. Now the child, as the soul progress, they say, okay, now I can go to the next level. Now your survival part is done. Now you're stuck in the ego part, because now you are there, but ego is taking place. So again, Soul is exploring the world, whether it's following the rules. The society has some moral obligation, guidelines, and all those things. In the physical world, there is everything is separating, right? The opposite of oneness, because the soul is not there yet that it can feel oneness. So everything is separation, my, me, all kinds of things. So you're understanding, you're learning individuality, the boundaries, what is accepted, not accepted, and then you move on to young soul. Now the status, the power, you have learned how to go through the human experience. You say, okay, I can take more, and now the power, the position, all those things comes. Your ambition grows. So soul is active but unconscious. Unconscious in the sense still has not realized who I am, what I am here for. Still the ego is there, a lot. And then you reach the mature soul level. Mature soul, now you are getting into that, okay, you are into meditation, you are trying to understand what's the meaning, who am I, what I'm doing, what is spirituality, what is, the oneness, purpose beyond self, because so far it was me. Now you are, having the empathy, you accept others. Now you are questioning social norm. Before you were just going with that. You have a deeper connection, because now the humanity, the soul is becoming bolder and bolder. And then the old. Now you know that, okay, materialistic, all this is already gone. Now I'm in the service to others. Now you can detach. The ego is very small. The service is big. Now you have worked a lot on your soul plan, your wisdom. You can easily let go of things, because you have worked on detachment, unconditional love. So masters, then you come to an age where you say, okay, now I'm getting a point where I can, reach the nirvana, the mukti. Profound compassion. You are there just for service. Pretty much your ego is gone. So this way you come to a level. So not that in the first step itself one can come to the maturity or mukti level. Sometime you may be, having this scenario where you want to get someone into meditation, and you are trying your hard, and you say, this person doesn't listen, or doesn't matter what I do, this person doesn't stay in meditation. Maybe the soul is not ready yet. So don't interfere. Yes, we should inform, we should motivate, but not to a level where we are interfering in their soul plan. There may be many terms, like I was talking about past life regression. There are people, there are, spirit guides, people have powers, channels or mediums, we call them. So these are the things you will see, that how the soul family works. And the way the soul plan is decided by the soul family, and soul family is a group of souls which are kind of a family. Some of them are up there as masters, and some of them in physical form. So the term we keep saying, the lower, higher, good, the bad, the positive, negative, these are all physical body related terms, human perspective. Soul has no such thing. For soul, it's all light, energy. If soul wants to experience lack, you may come as a beggar. The soul wants to experience abundance, you may come as a king. As a human being, we say, wow, what a great life, he's a king. And for a beggar, we say, oh, poor fellow, look at him. Bad, right? His situation, condition, his stars are, whatever we say is in a bad shape. No, for soul, nothing. I have to experience this, I have to be in this role. That's it. So when we do meditation, we are dissolving our ego. We are coming at a stage where we can say, I'm above my body and I'm above my mind. So understanding soul plan helps you in dissolving your ego, dissolving your body. Then you can overcome all those challenges. Now you are able to eradicate, the low level emotions, all the fears, the guilt, and the jealousy, and all those things, the ego, judgmental, we all are by nature, unless you work on it. Then you come to a stage where you are into unconditional love, you have compassion. Now you are able to accept your faults. Otherwise, before we were just blaming others. So you can see your strength, you can see your weaknesses. Both. You are not blaming everyone else for all the things that is happening in your life. Now, next very important thing is to understand free will. And we'll go over it many times because this could be tricky for some people to understand that, if I have free will, then why not this, why not that? But free will means you have an option. If you have planned your life, it's not like everything will be happening exactly like A, B, C, D, E. No. At every point, imagine the beauty of planning or the vastness. When the soul is planning, every step, there are two options. That, okay, I'm planning this, but there will be free will, or plan B. So, that is where your action will make the final, you can say, the destination, your journey, that will shape your future. It's not like, okay, everything is written, so it will happen like this. You have a free will. You can do differently. And that's where your actions are very important. You can heal, transform. Ultimately, you have to remember as a soul, unlimited. You can do anything. You are not small. You are big in the sense of capability, in the sense of possibilities. Whatever doesn't kill makes you stronger, right? So that's what we say. Any incident, accident, whatever universe is bringing to you as per your plan is to make you stronger. So never think that universe is punishing me. They are there. All the incidents, all the people who may be, being tough kind of situation, but they are there to help you. And this is the most important thing. Free will gives you that possibility that, yes, my destination is in my hand. Remember, sometime you go to, like any child, generally people go and say, okay, whether you believe in astrology or not, most of us may have a Janam Patri, right? And you go to a person and then you get your, or nowadays even on computer. But remember, your horoscope, you can get it made by the best of the best. But horoscope only tells the possibilities at the time of your birth. And then sometimes we say, oh, everything is happening as it was written, or you say nothing is happening, and then you blame the person who made it. No. Every step, you are using your free will. So horoscope is only when you were born, at that time, the stars, whatever, they say, okay, based on this is your path. But your choice will deviate every step. So your actions are very important. You can use your free will and switch to the different path. A very simple example of free will I'll give before we get to challenges is, and this is a very beautiful story where, the master is explaining to a follower that, okay, this free will, and if everything is happening as per free will, then why should I worry, or should I worry or not? Those confusing things may come to your mind. So the Guru told the Sishya that, okay, stand on one leg. So it was easy thing. Okay, I have to stand on one leg. The Sishya just standing on the left foot and raised the right. Now the Guru said, now also raise your left. He said, how is that possible? I cannot raise both. I've already raised my right foot. So then the Guru says, listen, first time you had a free will. You chose to stand on your left and raise your right leg. I only asked you to raise one leg. Which one? Your choice. But once you have used your free will, now you are stuck. Based on your choice, now you cannot move your left because you chose to stand on left, raise the right. So we'll keep going in this, but this is to understand, the free will thing. So you have free will, but then once you have used it, you will come to a situation where then you can say, I'm stuck. No, you use your free will. So challenges, sometimes you think they are planned. Well, again, based on your choice, based on your actions, things will come in your life. So generally life challenges will run counter to your hopes. Then only we call challenges. If everything is happening as per my wish, everything is going good, we will not say challenges. We will say my life is good. But when I'm planning or I'm working hard for a promotion and I get disappointed, I may get disheartened and say life is tough, nothing is happening as per my wish. A lot of challenges in my life. Why? Things are happening that are counter to my hopes. So spiritually, depending on your journey, depending on your level, but what you have to understand is we are just working between these two things. So we are not escaping, like spirituality, whatever you call. Basically, we are working with our frequency, the energy. We are not going one way or the other. Simply, we are becoming more human. Simply, we are improving our frequency and we are raising and raising to a level where we can reach moksha or mukti, liberation. We are using our heart to guide us, not the brain all the time. So, if you have a challenge, whatever, physical, mental, emotional, relation, finance, doesn't matter what it is. You feel confused, you feel upset, powerless. Don't think it is something bad. Try to understand, try to analyze, try to appreciate the situation and say, this is the message. This is my plan. I have planned this to learn something, to improve something as a soul. What is that? So every challenge is actually bringing you that great piece of information. So don't feel that it's my bad stars or bad time. No, it is actually talking to you. It is actually telling you what your soul plan or purpose of life could be. These challenges are making you aware of those planning, that what you have done, those fears, those things that you already have inside you, so that you can address them, so that you can overcome them. Ultimately, every challenge is there to help you, to heal your inner child. So, it is to make you stronger, not weaker. When you have, say, a kid at home, right, a small child, toddler, and the child is crying, what would you do? You will just hug the child. You will not go and yell at the child that why are you crying and all those things. No, you will just hug the child, lift the child, play with the child maybe. That's exactly what we need to do with our soul. We don't need to yell, we don't need to be more upset, oh, look at the challenges. No. Our purpose is to heal, overcome those negative emotion of whether it's betrayal, whether it's fear, whether it is, some kind of trauma, doesn't matter. That's what we are trying to do. And if we understand that this is your planning to heal you, I mean, you will be thanking to that situation, either a person or the situation, that you are my teacher, you are my best buddy. You will thank yourself, what a plan, man, beautiful. With this, I will learn this and overcome that. Once that clarity comes, you will enjoy life. It could be challenging, a little painful, but you will enjoy because now you know the end point. Now you know what's in it for you. What's the gain? Even if after, these troublesome time, tough situation, you know what I will be gaining out of it. This peace is blissfulness. This will help not only you, but it will help you to help others who are in a similar situation. You will be able to guide them, mentor them, coach them. This is the time when your heart energy is awakened. Your heart is pumping all kind of positivity. The electromagnetic waves are so powerful, and you are helping yourself and helping others. So what are we breaking here? We are not breaking ourselves. We are breaking that false belief that we have about ourselves. That's what challenges are for. So I know as a human being, it becomes very painful, but always take it at a soul level. And you say, okay, these, whatever one or more challenges are in my life to actually help me to heal, to move forward. And now you want to hug those challenges just like you want to hug a small child just crying. This will improve your consciousness. This will improve your frequency as we go from one to the next to the next. There is one thing which is karma. This term is so kind of fearful. Sometimes people think, oh, good karma, bad karma. Don't worry. Lack or absence of balanced experience. We need to balance the karma. And you can only balance by going through the experience. When you have experienced both sides, you balance it. I've experienced lack, I've experienced abundance. Hence, I have balanced it. Once I was sick, somebody take care of me. Once I took care of someone, I have balanced. And then you have to release the karma. How can I release the karma? Karma is only released when I have truly understood that experience. I've overcome and resolved. If I'm going through a situation where I'm sick, somebody's taking care of me, and I'm whining, oh, look at me, what a terrible situation, and you have to take care of me, I'm depending on other. All those negative feelings, emotions, whining will not help me. Because now I'm not learning from that experience. So I'm not able to release. I've gone through that experience, but I have not made use to improve my learning. If you are taking care of someone and you are whining that, look at this guy, didn't take care of his health and now I have to do this, that, and the other. Again, you are taking care, but you are not learning from it. Full negativity, that will not allow you to release the karma. You have to repeat. So masters, this is the simplest thing one we have to understand. So don't worry what it is. There is always balancing, means once you will experience lack, once abundance, but in both cases you have to learn from it. Even if you are a king, if you are in ego, oh, look at me, I am donating or throwing money at others, you did not learn. You are a beggar and you are whining, you did not learn. So it doesn't matter positive or negative, we have to learn and only then move forward. Then comes the healing, because your whole plan is to heal. What are you healing? Energy is left unresolved from prior lifetime. Which prior, we don't know. Just one before this, 10 times before this, we don't know and we don't need to know. All you have to understand is what is it that I am trying to heal. Right? include judgment of self or others, because we sometimes punish ourselves a lot. We blame again self or others, whether it could be anger, guilt, all kind of possibilities of negativity. So we have to identify what it is. Generally it is one, two, or three emotions that soul is trying to work in one lifetime. It's not like 20 items in my list. Once we understand what it is, then it's easy. So one example in this, and this is a real one, that the person, he kind of planned that okay, he will come into the life. He planned in a way that he became alcoholic so that he induced the fear and all kind of negativity, to a point where emotional pain was so much that he said enough is enough. And then one day he threw away the bottle, and he eventually came into spirituality, but he came the other side. So that way, you never know how life has planned. Initially you may think it's tough time. Why generally life does this? Because sometime, if suppose a person is born in a spiritual family, you may not appreciate that, and you may go away from spirituality. So sometime you go in the opposite direction and then come. So here the person became alcoholic, felt the emotion, the pain, the need to change, and then he came into spirituality, and that healed the fear inside the body. So it's not that always it has to go in a straight line. Service is really one of the best way to heal yourself. Whatever volunteering you can do, it's really an accelerated path. It speeds up your, basically, the improvement in your energy. What you give, you receive. What you teach, you learn. And as you do more and more, you have to remember one thing: don't get into ego. Even if you are into service, even if you are into spirituality, don't let the ego come and say, oh, I am so good, I am doing this, it will slow down your journey. So service to others in order to foster the self and the global energy. When we do everything, it really improves the energy around us, and that brings you close to the universe. Spirit self means your own, and then when you're doing it, part of the the higher self, sometimes we call it, right? That is the universal energy. And then you have the physical body. Physical body ends here, end of it. When we say inner self, myself, then you're talking about Atma, the soul self. And when you're talking about the spirit, or you're talking about the universal energy, you're talking about the universe. And that is the interaction between these three. Physical body is unfortunately a must for soul to experience emotion. That's why the soul comes in this human form. So when we say, okay, spirit self, which is universe, which is unlimited, which has abundance, there is nothing that it cannot do. You have all the powers, everything is there. So spirit therefore allows the soul to experience all manifestation. There is no limitation here. It's not that you do only good or bad. Remember, balance. You have to experience both sides. So that is where all this negative false beliefs, most common, we say I'm unworthy, I cannot do this, all those things that we just talked about. This is the common factor. We all have it. We have to just understand. We have to look inside us and find out what is it in my case. No one else can tell you, only you can. So what happens? Once you have this understanding, once the personality, the soul, the body, they are in sync and they understand, okay, and you have understood, okay, these are my false beliefs, and now you are working accordingly. Now you work over and over and you say, okay, you have the experience, you have the power now that you can overcome your false beliefs. And this is a journey. This will not happen in one day. So you have to continually working on yourself. You have to keep telling the story to yourself. Story means against your false belief. And then you will get transformed. You cannot force. You have to accept a new story. You just cannot say, yeah, I can dance. No, if you cannot, or I can sing. I'm good at music. It may take time. By not forcing, but working through the theory, working through this feelings, the emotions, and your narrative. Once that changes, the worthiness, the power, the understanding, the energy will automatically change. So, truly, when you are trying to release the false belief, it must be addressed at the level of feeling. Only then, masters, we will come to a point where we can say, yes, I have overcome. You cannot fool yourself. So, this is the first part to get ready to understand what is the soul plan, how does it, really come to our life. But with this knowledge, and of course, we have 3 more sessions. So, 2 more theory, and then the final one will do a practical. All those key points you will be able to apply in your life, your experiences, and you will be able to decode that, my soul plan could be this or that. So back to you, Umaji, in case if there is anything that anyone feels didn't understand what we went through today, then we can take those Q&A.
Thank you, Gauraji. Wonderful session. Really wonderful.
Thank
Because I have read Robert Squat's books and understood. But, to simplify it in 4 sessions is not an easy thing. And whatever you did in this particular episode is awesome. It's excellent because, you have covered so many points and yet it is not very fast paced. For me, it was just apt. But what I feel is probably for um, new members who are new to this subject, they may have a lot of terminology now, which they may need some time to absorb and sink into their mind. But otherwise, it's very well presented. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gauraji.
Thank you, Maji. And good news is they have 1 week to review in case they need to go over the recording again.
Definitely, definitely. And nowadays, I'm actually making a PDF, very important points from each video and posting them in the group so that, if they do not have time for going through the entire video for an hour, it can be read it in 5 to 10 minutes. So the entire thing. So that also I will do when I get time in this week. And I have a few questions before I leave it to the others. Can I ask those questions?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yes. So here we are talking about inner child. So inner child is basically your soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, you beautifully explained karma definition. I never heard about it before, and it's wonderful. I didn't actually remember what exactly it is. I think it is lack or absence of balanced karma.
You have to balance and then you have to release it.
Yeah, yes. And to my understanding, karma is if you do not have guilty of doing something, and you understand that you are not the body and not the mind, you are the soul, have multiple incarnations, and this is only you have come here to take an experience or take experiences. And also, as in Bhagavad Gita, it was said that when you leave everything to, like, you say Krishna Arpanam, like, you do everything, you do the karma, but not anticipating or taking credit or taking, not focusing too much on the result. Also, you will not have the karma coming to you, whether it is good or bad. Yeah, is my understanding right?
Of course, it is right. And because, see, karma is such a complicated thing, depending on the way and in which context the person is saying, different people may say or understand slightly differently. But if they understand what you just said, which means it is my soul plan, so
Mm,
nothing is wrong because I have planned it. So how can it be wrong? And then take it for the learning. Accidentally, whatever happens, leave it on the soul plan. What you can act on it, then act on it. So simplify the life because universe is never trying to punish you.
mm,
If we become fearful, oh my God, my karma, or I should not have negative karma, then we mess up. Because karma is action. The whole life, every day, every moment, we are doing some action. You cannot just sit at one place whole life and say, I will do nothing. Well, what is the point of this life
yeah.
then? So, first thing is people should never be afraid of it. And as you said, do be mindful and then just be fearless. Don't worry, whatever has happened and all. And the more they understand this, I think it will help them that yes, this is my own planning, so why should I, blame myself or someone else for it?
Mm, right. Thank you, Gauraji. Um, uh, Now, anyone from audience, if you would like to ask any questions, do you have time, Gauraji?
Yes, I have. I think Shashiji has raised a hand, so she can.
Definitely. Shashiji, please
Thank
unmute yourself and
thank you. Thank you, Rick. My small question to you is like in your explanation and conversation when you was explaining the concept, at one point you said that we didn't have to let the ego get in there. We have to let the ego go. My personal problem, which I'm putting in front of everybody, somewhere along the line, no matter how much you say no, it's God's mercy on me. I do the things. It's nothing to do with me. I just do whatever I need to do, kind of thing. I just do my karma and just let it go. But there is some kind of hold somewhere along the line whereby the ego just does sweep in there. How we can stop that?
Shashiji, it's a very tricky question, I can tell you this. Because understand this, till the time physical body is there, there will be ego,
Mhm.
right? At least that much we can understand. So if anybody says, I want zero ego, that means you know what you are manifesting. So the question or the our target here is if I have 90 ego, I want to take it to 70 or 60 or 50. The target is never zero. So if in your case you feel that in the whole day I have just rare occasions where I have experienced ego, that's wonderful. You have already worked through a lot.
But
So
it does sweep away some, but they find some hole to be there.
if it is coming to a point where you can observe your ego, where you can kind of it is bothering you, that means you are at a level where you can take it further down. Okay, imagine if your room is a mess, you will not see a small dirt on the floor, you will see a big mess around. You will first clean up that. When the big ones are gone, now you will focus on the small one. And when everything is done 3 times, then you have to really look hard to find what else can I fix. Such is ego, such is all other things we do. We go step by step. So whatever your level is, at that level, whatever you can find a small thing that workable, that yes, I can work on this, and then pick that as your target.
My request to you is like, tell us how how we can get into that situation to tell myself, okay,
Ego will come. There are two things, because this topic is soul plan. So in the fourth session, when we will be doing the practical one, right,
okay,
those points will help you to identify if I have, what is it telling me, because that is important.
okay.
We cannot just work on the ego and say zero ego tomorrow. No, we'll have to
No,
see
no, never be.
where the ego is taking you, because ego is one, but the result will be different for different people. And once you know, okay, this seems to be my learning point, then you can work accordingly.
Thank you.
Welcome, Sashi.
Thank you. Thank you, Seshiji, for your wonderful question. Because if you ask your question, that might help others also. Like there can be people who have similar kind of question but hesitating, or they may not have figured it out how to ask, or not exactly what their question is. But these kind of questions and answers, not only to the questioner and the person who is replying, but it helps the entire group.
Other people, yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Welcome, Sashi.
And now Shalini ji has raised her hand. Shalini ji, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Thank you, Umaji.
Thank you.
And thank you, Gauravji. What an insightful session. Sometimes it feels like it's a very heavy dose, but it's very, very useful. So I have two questions, Gauravji. One is, we have talked, we discussed a lot about karma. I still not understand very clearly about karma versus soul plan. For example, if a person is going through a challenge situation, people say that, oh, that person is suffering because of bad karma or something. Do we call it, is that a karma, or is that person's soul plan? And how do we differentiate between these two, karma versus soul plan?
So Salini ji, I'm not replying question with a question, but I'm just suggesting, think about it. Why do we need to differentiate? As a person, if my aim is mukti, liberation, nirvana, then I just need to move on that straight line. Whether we call it karma, whether we call it soul plan, how does it matter what we call it? If we go by this logic, then all what we need to understand is, what is universe trying to tell me? Whether karma is from my past life, or hundreds of years ago, or thousands of years ago, doesn't matter, because right now it is posing this challenge in front of me, or posing that situation in front of me, or posing that action that I have to take, a deliverable. So my soul plan is coming from my past. That much we can agree.
Right.
Because soul plan is done, which is we call pre-birth planning, means pre-birth. So whether karma or soul plan, both are coming from previous actions, and that is the commonality. So we don't need to differentiate too much. We don't need to worry about it. Is it my soul plan? Is it my karma? It is coming from my bad. No. I was referring those workshops, and I've have like all kind of like different countries. In fact, people were from all over the world. There were cases of murder, there were cases of rape, there were cases of terminal illness, there were cases of all kind of issues, right, in different family members. And when we go through the in between life regression, there the masters tells you that this happened because of this. And so many examples where people were so unsettled and all, not ready to accept the situation they are going through, and all of a sudden understanding with this experience, they say, okay, now I get it. Like 0 to 180 degree turn in terms of accepting that. Why? because now you believe that yes, that logic by that power makes sense, whatever has happened. So human body is, you know, is beautiful. It has tremendous capabilities. We can really switch from any situation. We can bounce back. We can. It's only matter of understanding which is the difference, and that's what we are hoping here. Once these concept becomes more clear, we'll be able to help ourselves much better. Both are coming from previous actions, so we should not be afraid. This is why we have come here as a human, to fix those energy gaps, not good or bad karma. There is not anything called good or bad karma. Whether Duryodhan or whether Arjun or whether XYZ, they were all playing their role. It's like you go to a movie, director says you are hero, you are villain. That doesn't make villain as a bad person in person and hero as a good person in personal life. No, it's just a character you are playing. So don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, this is helpful. And you also talked about that, we have to understand. So, for example, if, we are going through a challenge and we are whining or we are complaining, then basically we do not gain from that challenge. We do not understand, which is correct. But then when we are in that challenging situation, at that point, how do we understand the gain from that challenge? Maybe, okay, 5 years, 10 years, few years down the line, when we look back, then we might be able to see. But right then and there, when we are in that challenging situation, then it's sometimes very difficult to understand that why this happened. What is that I'm gaining out of this situation?
So beautiful question, Shalini ji. And if you recall at the beginning, I was saying I love working with youth because of exactly this reason. If we come into, whether you call it spirituality, wisdom, meditation, doesn't matter what, if we understand these concepts when we are healthy, that is the ideal situation. So whenever anything goes wrong, and things will go wrong, whether it is health, relationship, finance, education, job, doesn't matter what, things will always be on both sides. Some are in our favor, some against us. If I understand the concept early in my life, then as the situation is going against me, at least I know it has a meaning. I may not know what is the meaning. I'm 100% with you. I may not know at that time. Down the road, yeah, okay, I figured it out now. But at least I would know there is a meaning. That is enough for a person to stay positive.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, but there is no formula for us to decode that challenge. That
No, why not?
what that challenge might be trying to teach me. That
Just wait 3 weeks. Fourth session, that's all we will do.
okay, okay.
You will
Sure.
know. That's what this whole thing is about. Like, without going any workshop, without going anything, you will be able to decode what your soul plan is in a very simple way.
Okay, perfect, awesome. And just one last question, Gauravji. You also talked about that we have to. It's like no good karma, bad karma. We have to balance it out, and then you said that and after that we have to release the karma. So how do we release that karma?
Well, you just said before that if we are whining while going through a challenge, we are not learning from it, right?
Right.
So that means to release, you have to learn from it,
Okay.
right? Whether a good situation or against us, we have to learn. So as we were talking, like you are a king. If you are full of ego, hey, I'm donating and everybody is below me, I'm not learning. So learning is not only when I am in a tough situation. Learning is also when I am, good or a positive, what human body we say, positive or negative, right?
Right.
But if I understand that yes, today I may be in a power position, right? I may be, a boss in the office and everybody works for me. But again, how do I treat them? Am I full of ego or am I working with the compassion? That will decide whether I'm learning or not.
Right. Got it. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gauravji. Thanks a lot.
Very welcome, Shalini.
Thank you, Shalini ji. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Gauravji, you beautifully answered that question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Shirish ji, you posted a question and I think you might have directed it to directly Gauroji or removed it. I don't know. But
I
if you'd like
removed
to
it.
ask,
Yeah. I removed it. The question was sometimes we do things with the right intentions, right? But we find, even though we say it is, for example, Krishna did the Mahabharata, right? End of the day, everything is destroyed. Right? The whole civilization is destroyed. Everybody goes through all kind of devastation, right? Why that happens when you do especially right things?
Okay, so again, great question, but right from that uh, perspective, if we try to understand, when even God comes in human form, they have to follow the human rules. That means the physical world rules. They were born and they do die. So Krishna died, or you can say he was killed by an arrow, right? Even though he had taken care that there is no metal in the kingdom because of what was happening, with the whole clan. Yet there was that piece which was left. It was shot not for him, for the deer, but again, whatever the story goes, but he got hit and he died because he came in a human form. He had to follow the human rule, whether it is Rama, whether it is anyone else. So that is that part. He did the thing for a bigger cause, not for smaller one. And like we say, every coin has two sides. Whether we say pralay, whether we say the whole ice age, destruction, whatever, it's nothing but a cycle. When water evaporates, we think it's end of it. No, it will rain again, and again it will start the cycle. Such is life, such is universe. So we think it ended, ended the world. No, it purified it. When water evaporates, it leaves all the impurities. It only goes as pure water form and then come back as a rain. And that's what happened after Mahabharata. That's why the Mahabharata the whole thing was planned to cleanse. And this cleansing happens, every yuga has one other or some other cleansing happening. Same was Ramayana. The bottom line is cleansing. Different perspective.
So what we see as a residue is not a right residue in the sense of right result, because there are so many results happening that we did not see spiritually. For example, other thing, right? So all the Sikh gurus that we see, they sacrificed themselves. They died for the cause of humanity. We see the tragic death in there, like somebody took out their hands, somebody took out their eyes, somebody cut the throat off, and so brutal death they had. But we see that remnants of it, but they might have got something beyond comparison. I mean, I could not, rationalize the sacrifice that Sikh gurus had done and the benefit they got or the Sikh community got out of it.
See, doesn't matter which religion, which life period, or which yuga we go to, you will see the same thing happening, in a different form or shape. So it's not limited to one yuga or one story. If you expand your horizon, you will see it over and over and over. But the bottom line is what? Benefit for the humanity. Some learning, some teaching, some preaching. That's why we, kind of worship those gurus or worship those great saints. Now,
Yeah.
similar faith may have happened with hundreds or thousands of other people we don't even know, right?
Right.
In freedom fighters or whatever you may call it. But we are looking at a big picture, that what is the purpose, like what is it that is happening, not individual, because individual soul have and they, they have their own learning, own nirvana.
Right.
And then once you look at the bigger picture, the bottom line remains the same. Every individual comes for a learning, completes or not complete, depending on your free will. And that will decide when you will be able to complete that phase, like from mineral to plant, plant to animal, animal to human life. It's not easy to, live with these high emotions in human form. So we rebirth. Imagine if you are only dealing with 3 emotions in 80 years of human life. Why? It's not easy. About 80 years, you can handle maybe 80 or hundreds of emotions, but no. Very bold soul takes 3, otherwise 1 or 2. Because it's not easy. It's not a question of, yes, I am saying I learned this. No, you cannot fool yourself. You have to truly overcome that energy. Sometimes it takes a big jolt, a big situation in your life to make you go through that, whatever that learning is. As we just talked about, that why we learn through suffering only. If we look around, mostly this is what this ends up. Because when you're healthy, when you're young, you think, I'm invincible, nothing will happen to me. Come on, this is only after retirement thing. I will meditate when I'm retired. And once you get into something, and then you say, why I didn't start 10 years, 20 years, 50 years ago, this thing. So it is what it is. It's the maturity of the soul which will decide, not the human age.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So true. Thank you, Gauraji. Thank you, Shireshji. At this point, I'd like to make a point to, to all the audience. I'm seeing about 28 to 29 members towards the end of the session. But, if you join late, you will miss the thing. We don't wait until everyone joins. We do not know how many people are going to join, right? So we start, we just take 3 to 4 minutes to exchange pleasantries, and then we start right away. So please join on time. If you plan ahead, you can do that, so that you don't miss the initial part of the presentation. Anyway, there will be a recorded video, but when you are involving, see, these sessions are interactive. So when you are present here, you get the subject right, and then you can ask questions. So this is my request. And moreover, see, the attendees, whoever, maybe about 30 members, not only to those 30 members, we are actually going live on YouTube, since yesterday. So we are going to do some digital marketing also, add some digital marketing thing, so that it is available for many more audience in the out there. So that is one good thing. As Gauraji mentioned, service is something that you can burn your karma very easily. So if any of you are planning to do some service, please, I need some help. Okay, I'll reach out to you guys in which way I want help, because I'm looking for a few volunteers who can help me forward the flyers and other things, because it's taking everyday time, So thank you all for attending. If any others have questions, I'll keep the platform open, otherwise we can conclude this session. I can see Vardhani. Is this Vardhani Akka from our group?
Yes, Uma, I'm Vardhani here.
Hi.
Gaurav sir posted this this thing regarding this meeting in the other group,
Okay, great.
sir's group. So I thought of joining.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks for joining. So, Gauraji, thank you so much. It was a beautiful presentation, and we all really got benefited out of this. because, as you mentioned, having this understanding make you take your actions with awareness. And I always feel that why didn't I know this 10 years before or 20 years before? So it is really important to put this knowledge out. I'm not saying that it is not there yet. There are so many YouTube videos on several things, but people who relate to others, they see your presentation. Like, people connect and then they feel like watching. So everyone has their own sphere, right? So let's participate more and let's learn and let's evolve together.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Actually, I have a quick question for Gauravji. So your session is very, very informative, and the information that you're giving, it kind of makes sense and reinforcing on the things because I think Veer has forwarded the Soul Plan book in the group. After reading to that book, what you're saying, the essence of the story, it touches the heart and it makes more sense. So I know you have attended Robert's sessions and have gone through a lot more things. But if you have any study material from refining all that what you have, but if you have anything that we can prepare ourselves with the any kind of PDFs or anything, so that way when you're talking, it would hug our hearts or implant the ideas in much more stronger way when we have some pre-information before your session. Definitely benefit us to absorb your words, all the essence of things that you are trying to give it to us. I think that would benefit also, because reading the Soul Plan book, that definitely helped me to understand about why we are doing things, what's happening in our life. But you are telling the same points that is like a really just staying in your mind, that one more time, just hitting hard in your brain and staying and concluding that. So I think not only one time when we listen we can understand everything, because whatever words you are saying, every word has such a deeper and such a strong meaning. First time when we listen, we cannot truly understand unless until we have some amount of understanding about it. But if you have a willingness to share any kind of PDFs, any study material before next session, I think that would be helpful for us, especially from my previous understanding from after reading that book. So
Sure.
thank you. Thank you very much. It's very, very informative. I appreciate all your energy and your willingness to share and pass on this lovely information to all the members.
Sure. I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Surya, we have lots of books. You just need time to read all of them. On Soul Plan also, we have a few other books. I'll forward them.
Okay.
And yeah, if you can, if you have any time, whenever you read, out of your reading, if you can make some bullet points into a PDF format, that we are making from other sessions, right? So
Sure.
that will help the group actually. So
Yeah, definitely I will do that. Last time after reading the book, I think we we have discussed about what I felt about the book, but there's so much of information outside in the world, but sometimes you don't know what to read and what is good book. But no, people who have gone through this path, and so their suggestions and what can make us better persons, what can give better understanding. So when you hear from Gauravji or anybody in the group, we know that they are good suggestions and that would make sense, and since we are on the same path, we can relate to. So that's where I don't have any understanding of what book to read or whatever that is there, but having to join these sessions, definitely giving that insight and understand things, definitely the everything. So I'm really happy that I joined in this group, and bringing Ramu Master and Gauravji, and overall discussing little things, but that you don't know when it is going to click for your brain and your mind and your soul, but it just happens just like that, so just pay attention, so sometimes you may need to hear 100 times, but sometimes you just hear a word, it just clicks you don't know when is that right time happens for you, but it's there for everybody, I believe. But it is very inspiring and very heartwarming, and I don't know, I cannot really describe, but I truly admire all your energies and your willingness to share this and guide us, everybody. I don't know, it's like so loving, and my heart is like really so happy to see this.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Indiraji, Brian Wise's books are on soul. Yes, we have them, and I'll forward them. Thank you, Surya. Much appreciated. And I wish many of our relatives, like, we have a group and I'm forwarding the flyer, but not many people are joining. If you can motivate them, I would be very happy, because, we are all thinking that the truth prevails, right? And also, it is said that jnanagni dagdha karmanam. So once you have the knowledge, that is your own way of burning the karma. Like, so this has to be understood by everyone. That is my intention also. So I appreciate all the attendees to forward these flyers to your own groups, and so many people can attend these workshops. Thank you, Gauraji. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome. Chaliye. See you next Wednesday. Namaskar.
Thank you, Gaurav. Namaskar.
Thank you, Gauraji. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gauravji.
Welcome. Namaskar.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.